Big Sky Outdoors, powered by Town Pump, fueling your next outdoor adventure, is also brought to you by Counter Assault, your ultimate protection in the wild. Montana Army Navy, get it, get out, and live it. McKenzie River Pizza, the best pie in the Big Sky. Glacier Real Estate, your real estate connection to Northwest Montana. And the Outdoor Report is provided by Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. Hi, and thanks for joining us this week on Big Sky Outdoors. I'm Matt Redding, coming to you this week from Huntley, Montana. Today I'm going to be heading out with Eddie and Danny from the Minnow Bucket. We're going after some channel catfish.
I'm going to try to release you guys as soon as possible. Has everybody went over the rules and understand what's going on? All right. I'm pretty proud for the second year of what we've done with this tournament. We have pretty good payouts, man. First place is $1,800. I mean, that's pretty good 2 days of fishing. And it should be a great time. So, let's go. We are ready to rock and roll.
My name's Eddie White. I own and operate the Minnow Bucket in Huntley, Montana. We are a mom and pop bait shop ran by myself as well as my family. The shop's been around for 28 years. I've owned it for 3 myself. I've had the luxury of guys like Danny, who's been around since the beginning, that's helped me out quite a bit. So here we are now fishing a tournament together again. You see all the stuff laid down right here? That's where we're gonna fish.
The trick is to determine how much current we have and how deep we need to go and how close to the shore they may be hanging out. So it's a trial and error for the first few casts, and we finally get it down and start making that drift, and we should see some action. All right, so that's one.
The key to fishing in the late summer, early fall, the success is trying to establish a pattern. The last week we went from 96 degrees and our overnights are down to 50. So our water temperatures dropped dramatically. We were sitting at 70 a week ago, we're down to 57, almost 58 degrees now.
We use cut bait on the bottom. Skin holds it on. And we should be in good shape.
Oh, there's a fish. It don't feel very big, but we'll put her in the live well, huh? Oh, that's a baby. I wouldn't even bother with the net. I'm just gonna let her go, Danny.
Not big enough for you?
No, not during the tournament. They sure are pretty fish though, I think. Need one about 7 times that size.
Here we go. It's on the other side of that ledge. Could be a lot of current, but I think it's a pretty nice fish. Laying up in those rocks. Little guy.
Better than none.
Yep. All right.
Big Big Sky Outdoors is brought to you locally by your Montana Honda dealers and by Parkside Credit Union.
At Town Pump, we appreciate the opportunity to serve you and give back to the communities we live in. Come check out our expanded wine areas with a great selection and low prices. This month's specials include corn dogs, 2 for $2. A 32-ounce fountain drink is just $1, and Bud Miller and Coors 30-packs are only $21.99. Thank you for supporting our Montana-owned and operated Town Pump stores, fueling your Montana adventures since 1953.
Glacier Real Estate understands why you live, work, and play in Northwest Montana. Let Tim Gravel and Kenyon Matheson help you buy or sell your next piece of the Montana dream. Call Tim or Kenyon of Glacier Real Estate today.
What I have here is I have a Daiwa line counting reel. It holds about 1,000 feet of line. Kind of overkill for what we're doing, but for the snags and stuff that we fish and the amount of line you use, you can never have enough. This is a medium heavy Warrior cat rod. It's probably one of the best rods, actually the best rod that I've ever used on the Yellowstone for catfishing primarily. It's very good backbone. It has a phenomenal sensitive tip on it, which is very big with hooking up on circle hooks. I'm just doing a basic bottom rig. I have a 1-ounce sinker, egg sinker on here, and I have a 5/0 Mad Catter Reaper circle hook. And what I actually did is, this is a knotless snell, which I'll try to show you guys later how to tie. For circle hooks, it's important to have a snell on there because of how the hook turns. Where the line goes into the eye, it actually makes it to where it gets a better turn inside that fish's mouth. So what I'm using on this rod is a sucker meat. I like to make steaks out of them. I like to keep the guts in them when I'm fishing with them. A lot of other good forage fish that we have here are goldeye, creek chubs, western silveries, flathead chubs. Any of that works really well. I primarily like to use sucker. You can use any of it, all of it works, and there's times where one will work better than the other. So never just use one kind of bait on all of your poles. Always have different types of bait on. You ready to go catch some fish?
Yeah.
This isn't a bad fish call, man.
Good. I've been getting bites. Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah, baby.
That's what we're talking about.
Seven, 6. One down.
I like to use a slip bobber rig for catfishing. It gives me the versatility of getting up along the edge in 4 feet of water, or out a little further and even up to 8 or 10 or 12 feet of water. Pretty simple way to use it. There's a bobber or a stop that is up on your line, which stops the bobber. That's how you adjust your depth. An egg sinker to bring your bait down to the bottom. Mono leader with a 2/0 hook on it, or 1/0 hook in this case. Just gives you a little more versatility for feeding fish rather than fishing on the bottom. trying the slip bobber technique again. This guy was laying on the edge of the ledge. We floated a minnow by him and he took it. So one more for the pot.
So generally it's no different than any trout stream. You have a main current coming through here in that seam. On this seam that's behind me, you're gonna have the deepest water. Or right underneath us is 8 to 9 feet, and right off that seam it drops to 11 to 12. So generally you're looking at a feeding channel in there where those fish are, the food's gonna push in there and those fish are gonna sit waiting for it.
He tried to get out of there.
That's what I'm talking about. It's got some battle wounds on him. Yeah, I'm happy.
I'm happy.
Counter Assault, manufacturer of the original bear deterrent, has been in business for 30 years. Proven effective through scientific and university testing, Counter Assault set the standard for what wildlife professionals recommend to deter bear attacks.
As a National Park Service ranger for nearly 30 years, I trusted Counter Assault as my first line of defense for bear encounters in the field. My staff and I knew firsthand the effectiveness of Counter Assault bear deterrent, and that's why we trusted Counter Assault.
Carry what the professionals carry. Counter Assault Bear Deterrent. Look for the red can.
Go ahead. Ask. Parkside Credit Union. We like to say yes.
Army-Navy is your hunting headquarters. It's the best place around when you're serious about saving money on the things you need to go hunting. Knife sharpeners, wool gloves, backpacking meals, optics, socks, boots, insoles, stoves. Why, it's a virtual hunter's checklist. All name brands and all at fantastic savings. On Highway 2 in Evergreen and Highway 93 in Whitefish. MontanaArmyNavy.com.
Get out and live it!
That's what he wants. All right, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, there's one.
That's the way to show who's boss there, brother.
Can't tell, yeah. Slip bobber catfish, huh? Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, he's not very big.
Okay, well, we know where he's going. I don't know. Do we keep him for a pound or not? Good eating. This is what people come to eat. Want to eat these. They don't have a lot of fat. Well, okay, let's go get his big brother.
With what Danny is doing and being successful, it's actually a new territory really for what catfishermen do in this area. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to tie a knotless snell, and generally you can use this for any type of fish at all, really. So I'm going to take my line and I'm going to run it right through the eye. you have where the loop connects to the hook. You want to go away from that to not cause any friction with the line itself. So now I'll do 10 wraps around the eye. I then take the other end of the line and you run it right back through the eye and pull it tight. And that's how you tie a knotless snell. This is a nice fish. There we go. Yeah, buddy. That's 4 in the bank. Yeah, one more, baby. 1 hour, one more. Talking about the circle hooks, generally what they're implied to do is when they take the bait, they churn and hook them in the corner of the mouth. That's what they're designed for, so you can catch and release a beautiful species of fish like a catfish.
So we moved to a different spot where we have the river on one side with a gravel bar and riprap bank on the other side, which creates a natural feeding channel down through here. The sauger, walleye, bass, and the catfish hang out in this channel. We've had good luck here in the past, so we're going to give her a try right now through this channel and see if we can't change our luck a little bit.
Well, it looks like we got a bite here. Oh yeah, fish off. Don't feel like a monster, but it's one in the box. Oh, that's not bad. It's probably about 4 pounder. It's not a bad fish at all. If you can see there, I'm using a float. People are under the assumption that catfish generally feed on the bottom, and they will actually suspend to chase bait. So I have probably about a 12-inch leader on there, so I can have that bait rising off the bottom. The last couple days, this has been imperative to my catching fish. Well, that's one, baby.
It's one. Good job. In the box.
Glacier Real Estate understands why you live, work, and play in Northwest Montana. Let Tim Gravel and Kenyon Matheson help you buy or sell your next piece of the Montana dream. Call Tim or Kenyon of Glacier Real Estate today.
With your on-the-go lifestyle in Montana, it's nice to have peace of mind behind the wheel. And the 2016 Accord with Honda Sensing is safer than ever. This driver assist technology reduces the potential of a collision by alerting the driver and can actively steer and brake in emergency situations.
For all your running around, the Honda Accord can be yours for just $189 a month from your Montana Honda dealer.
Honda, it's the perfect ride for Montana.
This week's Outdoor Report from Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks is brought to you by Parkside Credit Union, the best place for the people of Western Montana to get a loan.
For the first time in more than 20 years, the middle part of the Musselshell River has native catfish. This relocation was made possible by a natural disaster and the response by water users to improve the river.
So the neat part about this is we've got some dams that have been lost, unfortunately, to the landowners, but for the fish's sake, now we've opened up larger chunks of habitat that we hope that these fish can recolonize and become part of a fishery up there that's really been lost in the last 20 years.
This catfish relocation is part of a broader initiative to restore the Musselshell River.
Through the Musselshell Water Coalition's efforts to improve water delivery for irrigation, they've also improved water delivery for fish.
One of the main reasons for the Musselshell's improvement was a 2011 flood that damaged many of the agricultural diversion dams along the river. Since then, The Watershed Coalition has worked with landowners to improve irrigation systems and in some places provide fish passage.
I think there's more buy-in because people realize the value of the river. And especially when a couple of years there, it had those huge floods and it affected everyone in a major way.
As more improvements are made along the river, the mussel-shell could one day become a complete fishery throughout its entire range.
It's always fun to look at a river like this and think that, you know, there really are some fun fish in there, some edible fish, catfish, sauger, hopefully they'll be here in the future and laying.
I'm Winston Greeley, out among Montana's fish, wildlife, and parks.
We do a 2-day tournament. The best way to 2 days. It's 5 fish per day.
24 pounds, 7.8 ounces.
24 pounds, 7.8 ounces. That'll put them on top.
There's 2 people per team. And the reason why we do a 2-day tournament, we're the only 2-day tournament in Montana right now, is to give everybody a chance. You can have a good day one day and you can bomb the next. So it's a lot more fun. It brings a lot more of a competitive edge to more than just a 1-day tournament. You can do it 1 day, but can you do it 2 days? And that's when you really prove how good of an angler you can be in the competitive world.
Okay, let's see if we can get this bad boy in. Right on that rock ledge, Ed. Nice fish. This is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. There we go. Good job. All right, let's keep it up, huh?
And there is a couple of dandies in there.
23-14.
23-14.
For our second year at the Fall Cats Fever, it was exciting. It was fantastic. We had 8 mixed couple teams here. We had a guy-gal team that took first and third. It's anybody's sport.
Coming in at 24.11 pounds. What does that give us for a 2-day total? 64.13 pounds. These are your champions of the Fall Cats Fever of 2016.
We had a really good time. This is the first time Tom and I have fished a tournament together, and fishing was tough. We had about 12, maybe 14 fish in the boat over the weekend. Normally get a lot more fish in this area.
Missed a lot of fish, and so I think the bite was a little bit tougher. You know, when everything went our way the first day, and it just didn't the second day, so we really had to work. Caught that last fish about a half hour to go, and I ended up looking at the board. I think it saved us. So I think it was a great day. I'm lucky to be fishing with the Whites. They taught me an awful lot about being a cat fisherman, and we made it through the day.
Round of applause for them. What a great job.
Fishing the Yellowstone, it's been great. It's a beautiful river. It's got a lot of warm water species, very different fishery, and I've had a blast. You should come try it.
It's fantastic fishing. Come check out the East Yellowstone sometime. If you ever have troubles or you ever want to join, you don't know the first of it, come into the Minnow Bucket. We'll take care of you. We'll set you up. We'll show you where to go. We'll give you the bait you need. We just want to say thank you to everybody for joining us, and we can't wait to do it again.
Champions of the Fall Cats Fever of 2016. Isn't that awesome? 2 years in a row.